You're listening to Hump Day News and Rumors on Mousecapades Radio.
Get ready for something majestic.
The following is an original production of the Mousecapades Radio Network.
Now, from the Mousecapades Studios, here are your hosts.
Happy Hump Day, Mousecapades listeners. This is Vicki, and I'm here with Stephanie, Gina, and Matt. We hope that you're all staying safe, happy, and healthy. This is episode 820, and you are listening to the number one podcast that entertains that space between your ears, the Mousecapades and More podcast.
Just a reminder that the Mousecapades and More podcast is a part of the Your Story travel company. If you're looking to book a trip, we'd be glad to help. You could just text Matt, Gina, Vicki, or myself, Stephanie, at 636-373-4497, and we'd be happy to get with you to design a magical vacation. A small refundable deposit of $200 will hold your resort and ticket package, so contact one of us today.
So last year, I didn't know if they were just doing this to beef things up at Disney and get more people happy that it was back. But did you know that this weekend was halfway to Halloween? Apparently, we celebrate that all the time at Disney now. So they celebrated by telling everybody that Mickey's Not So Scary is coming back. And then they, put out some of the things that are going to come out at Halloween, I guess. But for halfway to Halloween, Trader Sam's at the Polynesian has this pretty cool tiki mug, and I thought of Matt immediately when I was reading about it because it is a Haunted Mansion gargoyle on the tiki mug.
Heck yeah.
It's available with the purchase of 2 of the different Halloween themed beverages. One of them is called the Look Alive Maui Tai, I think, or Mahi Tai. I don't know. It's the alcoholic version, and then there's a ghoulish Mai Tai. Thank you. There you go. The Ghoulish Delight is 0 proof, which means it's safe for children.
They have these at Trader Sam's in Disneyland too. At Disneyland Hotel.
So it says, here's how you get your hands on one. This seems like a pain to try to do, but you go and you get a wristband that it guarantees that you're going to get a mug. And the distribution begins at 12 p.m. each day until the supply runs out. And then you come back to retrieve your wristband outside Trader Sam's at Disney's Polynesian Resort. Each guest can get 2 wristbands, means that you can get 2 mugs. Obviously, I think we understand that, Disney. Trader Sam's virtual queue, which is typically used for entry into the small bar when it opens at 2 p.m. And once you're inside, you're able to order the drink that goes along with your mug, and you pay for them both at the very same time. You can also do this at the Tiki Terrace, which is outside. The Look Alive Mai Tai features rum, blackberry brandy, passion fruit, orange and guava juice, almond and lime, and the Ghoulish Delight is made of agave, passion fruit, grapefruit, lemon juice, and soda water. You'll then retrieve your mug outside, but be mindful that you have 2 options. Your first option is to wait in the physical queue at the Tiki Terrace and retrieve both your drink and your mug. However, your other option is to join the Grog Grotto virtual queue and have your drink inside. You'll then be able to go outside with your receipt to retrieve your mug. This seems really too much work.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like a quest.
After you've had your drink, that's how you know you want the
You
mug.
need like training on how to get a drink.
You can immediately go out and get your mug because you've already waited in the virtual queue to go into Trader Sam's. So they're suggesting that you do the second version, but you do whatever makes your little heart happy to get your little tiki mug that looks like a gargoyle from Haunted Mansion.
They're cute.
No, they really are cute.
Yeah, I don't know if they're worth that. I mean, I'll just buy one on eBay.
I thought of Vicki when I saw this today, though, that the candy store in Magic Kingdom is doing something too with the popcorn buckets. I thought that was awesome. I thought of Vicki because when we went on our girls trip, her and Kaylee went and got one. But you say a secret word and then they make your popcorn bucket with like some Halloween treat stuff. It was pretty cool.
You say a secret word?
Yes, it's Dune Buggy.
Yep, it's Dune Buggy.
It's like Haunted Mansion colored M&Ms. I saw that.
Yes.
I'm like, give me those.
It looks delicious.
I still have to I've got to pin down my family. I'm like, okay, look, you got to make a decision. Either we're all going or just Abby and I are going. So we got to make a decision here because I got to book some reservations.
Oh my gosh. So I felt a lot better. Sorry, listeners. I know we've digressed. What's a big surprise about that, though? To get our annual passes the other day, it was 5 hours and 27 minutes from the time I dialed until the time I actually finished the purchase. But I heard somebody today say that they waited all day on Thursday and then still had to get up the next day.
And do it. Jeez. I mean, I got lucky. I was like you, I was like 5.5 hours. But like some people were talking about like 7 hours and then like you said, the overnight. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm glad I got on when I did. But it seemed like people were having an easier time calling in and getting them.
Well, they said that ended up being a problem too. I was listening to that on a vlog a minute ago. But yeah, I mean, it really wasn't for me. I was frustrating, but I wasn't just sitting by the phone. I carried the phone with me everywhere I went. And thank goodness my kids were doing independent reading when it said you have 2 minutes remaining. And I was like, oh, sure, they're reading on their own, so I can do this really quickly.
I was trying to justify a trip this summer for just Abby and I like was, I'm trying to figure out, is it going to be cheaper to drive or, I mean, because it's 12 hours for us. Come on. I mean, granted, but we leave at 6 o'clock in the morning. We can be there by 8 p.m. That includes stops.
No, thank you.
So, I was like texting my husband while I was waiting for Abby to get out of school. How many gallons of gas is my car take? I was trying to figure out the price if it was going to be cheaper to fly or cheaper to drive. But I've got so much crap going on this summer with traveling, and I can't swing it. I can't justify it. I'm gonna have to wait until October.
So you just need Stephanie's deal that she always gets through Frontier.
I know, Frontier. Whew.
I've looked at Frontier, and it's still expensive out of Cincinnati.
You got to do it in a weekend, and you got to just pack a backpack.
Backpack it.
Get it done.
We did that going to Vegas. We did backpack it to Vegas, but I'll figure it out. I'm just going to wait until October, and then as soon as 2024 releases, I'm booking for the next summer. So for Abby and I, it'll be fine. I mean, I'm going to Disneyland. Come on. So I'm going to Disney twice again this year, just across the coast.
I'm not going to tell you how many times I'm going this year. It's just a little embarrassing.
It's a lot, isn't it, Vicky?
It's impressive.
Well, I think if the boys didn't race in the summer, I would be more apt to take off and go. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I'm okay if I miss Chris racing. It's Andrew. I'm a nervous wreck when I'm away from the kid when he's in a car. I can't do it. He's definitely a mama's boy.
He's got roll cage. He's fine.
He's always going to be your baby.
He will be.
Speaking of accidents, Saturday night, this is April 22nd, there was a fire that broke out during the show of Fantasmic at Disneyland. I mean, it wasn't like just a tiny little some smoke or something. Like, yeah, it was a legit fire. Mm-hmm. So there's a video that was captured by guests during the show, and it showed the 45-foot tall Maleficent dragon on Tom Sawyer's Island igniting during its final confrontation with Mickey Mouse. The head actually catches fire first, and then they stop the show, and the fire quickly spreads to engulf the entire figure. Guests and cast members were all evacuated quickly from the area, and luckily there was no injuries that were reported. Then, of course, Anaheim Fire and Rescue came to the scene. They extinguished the fire soon after, but some guests, of course, nowadays with everybody's phone, they had their phones out and they were videotaping. So there's a lot of different videos you can find of this fire. Some guests captured video, and it seems like there was maybe some kind of fluid or fuel that was leaking from the dragon before and also during the fire, and construction crews were spotted on the scene dismantling the burnt remains of Maleficent, who, I mean, it kind of looks like a total loss. There's not much they can do to salvage that. It's unknown if the stage or if Tom Sawyer's Island sustained any additional damage, but guests have reported that the stage looked kind of like it was partially collapsed. And then Tom Sawyer's Island remained closed to Disneyland guests. And then this evening's performance was, of course, canceled for Fantasmic. On Sunday, construction workers were out working on the set. The Maleficent Dragon is a total loss, but it has not been revealed if any of the damage happened to the island. And so here's what Disney released. They said, during the final showing of Fantasmic at Disneyland Park on Saturday evening, the Dragon prop caught fire. Anaheim Fire and Rescue quickly responded, and the fire was extinguished. All cast members were safely evacuated from Tom Sawyer Island. Due to the smoke and wind, attractions near the island were safely evacuated of any guests, and the cause of the fire remains under investigation at this time. We're temporarily suspending fire effects similar to those used at Disneyland Parks Fantasmic at select shows and entertainment experiences globally out of an abundance of caution following the Fantasmic prop fire at Disneyland Park. The continued safety of our cast and guests is of the utmost importance.
I do have to say, have you guys seen the video?
Yes.
Because the Mickey did a fantastic job not breaking character when it happened. He was good.
Yeah, it looked like whatever fuel they use. I mean, they're just machines. They're just, things break on stuff. Your brakes go out, something like that. And you could see it like dripping, like you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
It just got worse and worse. And I mean, that was a serious, legit fire.
Yeah, it was.
It was. It was almost like that. I think it was worse though. Remember when the Maleficent at Disney World caught on fire, the one that goes through the parade?
Yep.
It wasn't as bad.
You mean at Disneyland?
Why is it always Maleficent?
I was at Disney World, I thought. This was like years ago though.
Yeah, the one in the parade.
The one in the parade, which is why they don't do the fire coming out anymore. But I didn't think that one is as bad as this one.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, this one's worse.
Yeah.
But they will not be using fire on Maleficent dragons anymore because...
Which is sad because I love that part of Fantasmic.
Yeah, it looks awesome. Nobody was in danger. It was on an island.
Mickey was in danger.
There was water all around. It was eventually gone out.
They had it under control.
I wonder what they'll do to replace it. Like if they'll put another Maleficent in there, just one that doesn't.
I hope so. That's like an iconic part, the most iconic part of Fantasmic.
I know. I hope it's back up and running by the time we're there.
That was the part that didn't show when we were there that Kaylee was freaking out about in Disney World. But then Amanda said she did see it. So
I saw it at Disneyland in December.
right. No, but Amanda, when she went with Victoria,
Oh, that's right.
she said they saw it. But when we were there, Kaylee's like, what? Where's Maleficent's dress?
Well, maybe they were having problems with it and they just didn't do it because they were afraid of what would happen.
I do not know.
I mean, I'd rather be safe than sorry. Okay, so while we're on the subject of Disneyland, I have a little bit of sad news if you're going to go the rest of this month or beginning of May over at Disneyland Park. We need to let you know that the Matterhorn bobsleds will not be open. The ride closed on April 17th for refurbishments, and this is a one-of-a-kind ride. It is a favorite of many Disneyland goers, including myself. It was one of my favorites. It's not Abby's favorite, but it's mine. While this is normal for Disney to have to do refurbishments, it is a bummer for anyone traveling to Disneyland. The ride refurbishment should be completed by June 1st, and it will reopen to Disney guests on June 2nd. Looks like the Yeti will get a little bit of rest for 4 or 5 weeks. And let me tell you, that Yeti is scary.
I know, you've told me that, and so did somebody else.
It is scary. It is in your face.
Interesting.
Don't be the first person in the cart. That's all I gotta say. I was in the back, so I was good.
Was that painful? Was that a painful ride?
No, actually, you know what? It didn't bother me. Some of the people before when I rode it the first time, they were really afraid that it was gonna jar you to death because literally you're sitting on the ground, like a real bobsled. And they were all afraid that it was gonna hurt their backs and everything. But where I was fine. And we were told if you were tall, sit in the middle because you have more leg room. So Andrew sat in front of me. It was me, Andrew, and then Abby was up front. And Andrew said he was fine. I mean, it jars you a little bit, but it wasn't painful.
I always see people saying it's painful. Oh, if your back ever hurts, this ride's going to mess you up. I'm always oh, that's terrifying.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. All right. As Stephanie always says, Disneyland gets the good stuff. Well, here's some good stuff at Disneyland Paris, Steph. Guardians of the Galaxy characters were at Disneyland Park on Sunday, April 22nd, to celebrate the third and final installment of the Guardians of the Galaxy series. That means the park was closed. So James Gunn, the director, Chris Pratt, plays Star-Lord, Pam Clementif, Mantis, and Karen Gillan, who plays Nebula. The characters came to celebrate this movie and promote it to the Disney fans in Paris. As you can imagine, these actors and actresses made a lot of people happy getting to see their stars of this fan favorite series. Yeah, they should just go to all the parks.
I cannot wait until that comes out. Chris Pratt is my next ex-husband, so.
Nice.
So the interesting thing to me, or the thing that I think is most fun about this cast, is I don't know what they really are in real life, but the way that they act around people, it's like they stay in character. And no one's making them do that because we see them.
I think that's them, honestly.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen like the interviews with Chris Pratt, like that's just the way he acts.
Yeah, he's a goofball.
I think it's just them.
That's what I love about when actors and actresses really truly are themselves, because, you know, I've been crushed before when I found out somebody that I thought was true blue was really a snot, and that just broke my heart. You just want to think that you want to have the good in all the people. There are amazing people too that are actors and actresses.
Yes, there are.
Chris Pratt's like a stand-up dude.
Mm-hmm. He is for sure.
I like a lot of things he stands for, and he's hilarious.
Although I did hear that there's the first cuss word in this trifecta of movies.
About time. About time. Gotta get gritty. Gotta get real. It's real. It's real world fantasy galactic stuff.
I cannot wait until it comes out. I already told Amy, I'm like, we're gonna go see it.
Yeah, it's good. I love those movies, so I'm sure it's gonna be good.
Now, Chris had never really seen any of the movies until we went to Disneyland, and then he watched them on the plane on the way home because right outside, Guardians of the Galaxy ride, they actually had Gamora and Star-Lord out, and they were doing like a dance off. And it was so much fun. They had a whole crowd going.
Nice.
And so Chris had never really seen any of it. And then he's like, I'm gonna have to watch these movies. And then he liked them.
Because Disneyland gets the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I have the first of 4 Say It Ain't So's. And let me just tell you, I had to limit the Say It Ain't So's this week, although I'm sure Brad would have had fun playing his song over and over. But
I love that.
Say it ain't so, say it ain't so.
So recently, a guest was caught on video and she was trying to skip the line of Alice in Wonderland ride. Okay, I'm not trying to be stupid or anything, but when you're waiting in a long line, you're paying attention to people that are breaking the rules. And so this guest, we'll call her Karen because that's what the people called her in the article. She entered the exit with her toddler. And I'm talking, I don't think that this kid was 2 years old. She climbed aboard the Alice in Wonderland ride. So she was waiting for people to leave so she could come in the wrong way. She clearly knew that she was not doing the right thing. So the guests that were waiting in the line and the cast members explained to Karen that she had to wait in the line. She jerks out of the ride on Alice in Wonderland ride, and her child kind of flings. And I know nobody can see me, the listeners can't, but just imagine when you get out of something quickly, you're flinging your child, sort of give your child whiplash. And she was screaming as she walked away. So keep in mind, the guests are still videoing this whole thing. And there were multiple because I saw a couple of different ones. We can't see what she did, but she comes back a few seconds later. She's not with the toddler anymore. And she starts demanding to the cast member to speak to a manager. And while she's waiting, she noticed that the people in the line were taping her, and she had some nice words for them. But I'm not sure what she was going to complain about because she was the one doing the wrong thing.
Right.
She'd probably complain about the long lines, which entitle her to cut.
Well, and the only thing I could think of is maybe, I mean, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. So sometimes when you have a DAS pass and that ride does not have a lightning lane entrance, then you have to go to the exit, or there's a separate entrance that's not marked. So maybe she had a DAS pass,
but
I don't know.
I don't think she would have got out if she had a DAS pass. Clearly,
I don't think so either.
People were telling her, no, the line's back here, lady. Da 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 da. The cast member said, ma'am, you can't come in through the exit. So it wasn't just 1 or 2 people saying this to her.
Right.
She clearly was breaking the rules. So I want to what are you going to tell the manager? I was breaking the rules? No.
I would have loved to hear that conversation.
Sorry, Steph. There was lots of say it ain't so's this week, so you get to do the next one because I picked 4. I thought that was enough to torment the listeners with.
All right, so say it ain't so number 2.
Say it ain't so, say it ain't so.
Recently, a TikToker caught another fight on video in Disneyland. It was a fight between 3 guests on Main Street, USA. There was 2 men and a woman who were screaming at each other on the sidewalk by Main Street Cinema. And then the woman drops to the ground. Her arms are full of Disney shopping bags, and one of the men appears to hold the other back from attacking her. While we don't really have a follow-up for this fight, Disney released this statement. They said, "Be the magic you want to see in the world." The new rule reads, "You must always remember to treat others with respect, kindness, and compassion. Those who can't live up to this simple wish may be asked to leave Walt Disney World." I mean, simple rule to follow.
I'm just like, I thought that was an interesting statement for them to post anyway, because this happened at Disneyland.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Why does it say Walt Disney World when it happened at Disneyland?
I don't know. That was the statement that I got out of it was 2 different articles, but yeah.
Jeez.
What about people that want to be like the dark magic? Not everybody, likes to treat each other nice. So those people just need to stay home.
Right. And that to me just baffled me because it was 2 men and a woman.
I know.
A man was holding another man back from attacking the woman.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I don't even know what would provoke that.
Maybe she's another Karen, and those 2 were partners, and she's giving them grief, and they're all like, "No, you are not," and she's like, "Help!"
How'd it go, Matt?
Help!
That was awesome.
Oh my gosh, you cracked me up.
That was awesome.
All right, so I have the third saying, so it's not as funny as Matt. I mean, come on.
It's anger. This is making me angry. I can't believe you're not angry if not.
I am.
Say it ain't so, say it ain't so.
So, have you guys seen the CGI version of Stitch for the upcoming live action Lilo and Stitch movie?
No.
Okay, this makes me really disappointed because I'm sorry, my family is a huge Stitch family. It's like one of our favorite movies. I'm so looking forward to this. But
You guys need to Google it.
yeah, if you have not, go Google it. With it being live action, that Disney would have to use a CGI, but we know that they can actually do better. Stitch, like I said, is our beloved character, and this version of Stitch looks like those bald cats that people have as pets,
Yep.
only blue or a little like Dobby from Harry Potter series. Oh gosh, Disney, come on. I hope you're working to fix this beloved character because we would really hate to see this movie be a big flop.
I just looked it up. It's horrible. It looks like a baby blue elephant without his trunk.
I mean, it's kind of cute. It's kind of cute.
It's creepy.
I'm looking at the same one.
You know what I think it looks like? I think it looks like Baby Yoda, but blue. That's what I think it looks like. It looks like Baby Yoda, but blue.
It doesn't have like the big teeth. It doesn't have the ears that stick up, like the ears stick out. That's why it kind of looks like Dobby.
Yeah, Dobby.
Dobby.
And it looks friendly. Stitch is friendly, but you know what I mean? It has the little terror to it. My kids are up in arms about this one. When I came home from scrapbook camp, they were like, "Mom!"
I don't know. Maybe he does. Like, this is the only picture that's released is this one of him being innocent. Maybe when he's got his wild face, he looks a little more Stitch.
Maybe that's him when he's real young, and then as he gets older,
Right. Maybe like you said, maybe that's like the baby version.
then he has his glow up.
Okay, thanks for bringing the good in the story, you guys.
Well, hopefully, I'm going to give it a chance, okay? Well, we're going to have to watch the rest of the previews to see. But I'm really hoping it's not a flop because I was really looking forward to this.
All their live remakes are crap.
Now see, I like Aladdin. I like Aladdin compared to the original.
No, I like the cartoon one better. All right, Citizen Show number 4. Sit down, folks. This is the dandy of the Citizen Shows so far this year. This is taking the cake.
Say it ain't so, say it ain't so.
On Saturday at Epcot, some guests visiting the area from the World Competition, He got a little warm. Had a couple cocktails, feel a little loose. I mean, what would you do? Well, they decided to take a dip in not one of the beautiful pools, all over the property, in one of the fountains in the French Pavilion. They just climbed in, back, relaxed, had their drinks up, toasting the great world that they're living in. That makes sense, right? I mean, isn't that what you guys would do? I mean, who doesn't, I remember when I was little, I fell in a fountain once, but the TikToker that caught these people on video, not sure if it was a cast member or someone, but they're all seen taking a dip. They shouldn't realize that they could be banned from Disney for doing this. These people didn't have a care in the world.
No, they didn't.
Or didn't.
Nope.
There's already stories going all around about what's happened. We haven't heard any final outcome. One person posted that they hope these goofballs got disqualified from the competition. I mean, that's a little stiff. I'd maybe be like, hey, you got to leave the park for the day.
Right.
But
So I have an update on that.
what's the digs?
So the TikToker is actually a travel agent. She posted a follow-up video to it. She said her and her husband were walking to the French Pavilion to get some, I think they were going to go get some champagne. And they noticed them in the fountain. And so she started filming just a little short little thing. And then she walked with her husband, and then her husband stood there in line to get a drink. And then she's like, you know what? I'm going to go back and make sure like a cast member knows or something. And so she said she walked back. By the time she walked back after standing in line, they were gone. Like there was nobody there. So then before we recorded, I did see that they did not disqualify the cheerleading team because this was parents. These were parents.
Yeah, I don't think they should have disqualified the team.
It was a club cheer, and being a parent of a club cheerleader, I don't understand where they were coming from. I'm sorry, I would not be that inebriated in Epcot while my child is there for a cheerleading competition. But they did not disqualify him. They got second place. So that's some good news.
But don't you know if that was me,
I would be if I was a child, I would be embarrassed.
I would be like, Mother,
Mom, get out of the fountain.
Oh my gosh.
Mom, you're all over TikTok.
Yeah, I could never.
Like in Europe, there's certain places, that's the thing, to put your feet in the fountain and stuff like that. But
They also took off their shoes. Like,
those people are like laying into up to their chests.
One was just standing in it, and then all the rest of the moms were outside of the fountain. They weren't in it. There was one standing, and then the two sitting. I just
No.
they weren't from Europe. They were from Canada. So is that a thing from Canada?
Oh,
no.
those are just the nicest people. They can do what they want. Bless their hearts.
No, it's just I don't know. Entitled parents, I guess. I don't understand. And kudos to the travel agent for catching it on film because she went viral.
I'm pretty sure, Gina, they had one or two margaritas from the
Well,
Mexican
if you notice the two that are sitting in it, they both have drinks in their hands.
Yeah.
So,
Living the high life.
yep.
They're like, chives, I'm over
I mean,
here.
the thing is, I don't even see 21-year-olds who are going around for their drinking around the world and trying to do like 21 drinks on their 21st birthday. They're not even climbing in fountains.
No.
Like, get it together.
No.
You're there for your daughter's cheer competition.
Exactly. And they had like the t-shirts
Yeah.
said the
Right.
team name on them. And that's like, I'm like, you're representing that club.
Yep.
Children know better. Children.
If you're going to
know
do
better.
that, at least wear the competition shirts. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right? That's a good ploy.
That was a whole lot of crazy.
That was my favorite of this week's Saint So's.
We need to finish this show in a strong way. And I thought, what better way than to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Animal Kingdom, which just happened on Saturday. The park originally opened on April 22nd, 1998. I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago that it was coming. And I just remember what a big deal it was. And that was prior to Vicky becoming all Disney World obsessed. Seriously. I mean, I was obsessed with Disney, but not to the point that I am now. And I talked about having a VHS tape of every, the really cool things that they did. So the park had a opening ceremony. I know a lot of the vloggers tried to see it, and it was mass cast. There were a lot of people, so they really couldn't get too good of a view, but they did have the tam tam drummers that usually perform in Africa, if you ever get to see them. And if you've not, you should definitely see them. They had a beautifully carved like podium / sign looking thing that had the 25th anniversary and the Tree of Life, and then the animals carved into it. The same one from when Matt talks about the merch. It's the same. The logo looks the same. I'm kind of hoping it stays there so we can take pictures. They had Sarah Riles, which is the vice president of Animal Kingdom. She was speaking. There was tons of media and cast members there. The thing that I thought was the coolest was, not that some of these characters are not seen very often, but most of them. Pocahontas and Miko, you might catch them on a flotilla, but not for a while. The last two times I didn't see Pocahontas and Miko. Minnie and Mickey, Daisy and Donald, those are ones that we can see there. Timon, Rafiki, Flick, and Princess Ada were out. And that's why I told Kaylee, I said, this is when I wish you could have taken that annual pass, hop on a plane, because that child loves Bug's Life. That was her favorite. Well, first movie we ever took her to the theater. See, she was 18 months old. And it was on this weekend. And I'm like, the first thing I said, Kaylee. But I saw Flick and Princess Ada. I'm like, I've never seen them there. And I hope that stays. They also had Moana there, introducing her about a meet and greet for herself that Steph's going to talk about in a minute. And since this is Steph's favorite park, I'm going to let her tell us more celebratory news.
Yeah, I'm going back to that Moana that you mentioned, because they're going to have a meet and greet at Animal Kingdom. Like, that's super exciting that she will have a place. It's going to be at Discovery Island in the park. She'll be greeting guests at Character Landing, which used to be home to the Discovery River boats when Animal Kingdom opened back in 1998. So when you arrive, you're going to notice that the music being played is Moana music. It's on a loop for the guests to enjoy. The space is going to be decorated with banners that are reminiscent of those seen in Moana. They depict scenes and iconography from the main character's journey. Her animal companions, Pua and Heihei, are pictured in the banners. Behind Moana is a sail-shaped tapestry depicting boats and her grandmother's manta ray spirit passing through the ocean in front of the island. This is Moana's first regular meet and greet at Walt Disney World. According to My Disney Experience, Moana will be meeting guests starting at 9:15 in the morning every single day. And then her final meet and greet time is going to be at 3:50 and it ends at 4:30.
That's a good place for her.
Yep, right by the water.
I think that's how the trackers do it. Or not the trackers. It was Craig and his wife from the Diz Unplugged. Kaylee, his wife Kaylee, had a little baby. They did it and it looked awesome. Like it was decorated super well. You could tell, I'm sure they'll do it more detailed.
I will definitely put that on my list.
It fits perfect. Like I always thought Moana would fit perfect. This all lush and jungly like Hawaii is.
Well, I just think it's interesting. I know they can't have her in both parks now, probably, but they're going to have Tafiti
in Epcot.
Maybe they'll move it eventually or something. Maybe that's the plan.
It's like the Star Tours theory. It's like, come on, when are they going to fix that? Like, it's not even in the Star Wars area.
Neither is Launch Bay.
Yeah, issues, serious first world problems.
Come on, Disney.
Step it up.
What would an anniversary celebration be without merch? Animal Kingdom 25th anniversary merch was available on Saturday, and we are sure Disney guests were grabbing up anything and everything they possibly could for a keepsake. I'm sure a lot of those are on eBay right now. A 25th anniversary t-shirt and pin were spotted in the park. The light tan shirt has the 25th anniversary logo on it, as well as the anniversary date, April 22nd, 2023. Various animals appear among leaves sprouting from the logo, including a lion, tiger, elephant, giraffe, Nemo, Dory, and the Yeti. The back of the shirt reads "Alive with Magic," and that is the slogan of the anniversary celebration. The pin is not dated, but it features Mickey and the 25th anniversary Tree of Life logo. The tree's trunk is made of Alive with the Magic and 25. The leaves are filled with Dory, Nemo, Kevin, the Yeti, and a Carnotaurus.
And I actually saw some more today on a vlog, because this is the only two things that I saw that they were showing, and I'm like, really, that's all they have? I really liked the lounge fly. It's like a leathery look.
I saw that. That's really cute.
I liked that one, and I liked the Spirit jersey, but do you know how sometimes some things just kind of go out, and I kind of feel like those are going.
I don't think they are.
Really? You think they're going to stick around still?
I do, because they're becoming more popular. Like our normal like Kings Island here, they have Spirit jerseys now. I saw a ton of Spirit jerseys in Las Vegas.
Huh.
I think it's becoming popular, and they need to stick around at least until I can get to Disneyland and Disney World because I need some smaller sizes. Mine are all too big now.
Vicky, how many do you have?
Spirit jerseys?
Uh-huh.
I have 4. One of them's Christmas.
She's got one up me. I have 3. Well, technically, Abby gave me one of hers, so I have 4, and it's a smaller, it's a medium. I can wear it.
No Spirit jerseys here.
Oh, come on, Matt. You would look good in one of the 100 purple ones.
As like a sign painter with someone that's obsessed with like things being balance and symmetry, like it doesn't work. Like it drives me nuts. I got problems. I'm sorry, folks.
The Haunted Mansion one. I can't believe you didn't get it.
No, I'm not a merch person. Like my merch is tattooed on my legs. Like I don't. There's rarely something I see. I'm like, I have to have that because it's so like homogenized to me. Like nothing is special. I don't know.
I'm not a merch person either.
I am with certain things.
There's something really has to jump out. We told you last week that Disney had some 25th anniversary banners as you enter Animal Kingdom. Well, this week the banners were spotted all over Animal Kingdom. It wouldn't be Disney if they didn't have some delicious foods for the celebration. First up is the Colossal Elephant Roll, which can be purchased at Kusafiri Coffee and Bake Shop in Africa. It is a jumbo cinnamon bun with banana caramel, milk chocolate, crispy pearls, and the 25th anniversary logo. That sounds awesome.
It's huge.
Vicky's not going to eat it.
I know, I was going to
It's
say,
got
but Vicky
banana.
doesn't like banana.
It looked good though.
Sure it does. The Beehive Mousse Dome is another treat that is honey mousse on top of a brownie base with sugar bees and white chocolate honeycomb. This treat looks like a cupcake, but it is in fact a mousse on a brownie. You're getting trolled by a faux brownie. It comes in a plastic cupcake holder to keep it safe. For the first list of the 25th anniversary treats, you can Google Animal Kingdom 25th treats. One last item that was released on the anniversary date is the Pumbaa popcorn bucket for just $22. I saw that. It looks awesome.
It is cute.
Yeah, I love Pumbaa and Timon.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like a bargain in comparison to most of the other decorative popcorn buckets that have been released. He is very cute and can be found at Trek Snacks and includes a 25th anniversary strap. And you don't have to wait in line for 7 hours to get them.
So that elephant thing did look amazing, but the thing that I like about the brownie, this is going to be weird, but sometimes when you get a cupcake there, it's dry. Brownies are usually not dry there. And then put that yummy honey mousse on top of it.
That sounds really good, but I'm going to have to share it with somebody.
Oh, the Pumbaa bucket's cute.
It is cute.
Could you sell us a bite of that, please? That's all I can eat. I don't think they'll let you do that.
That's all right. I'm making you all share with me in Disneyland. I'm just going to take bites of all your guys' food.
Well, we want to give a shout out to my mom, Kathy, and Gracie and Lola, and Margaret from Fairmont Elementary, and Amanda, Margaret's mom, Amanda and Victoria, if you're listening, Lee and Crystal from California, Kelly, Jenny, and Angela here in Missouri, Andrew, cookies.
Come on,
We're still
Andrew.
waiting
We're
for
still
those.
hungry.
We will send the money.
Do you take Venmo?
Well, I will Venmo $100 to you right now, bro.
Travis is in Alabama, and Ashley and Ben are in Tennessee. Yes.
Yep.
I did it right.
You did it
And
right.
Steph's mom, Brenda, who lives in Missouri with us. We appreciate all of you, and thank you so much for sharing the magic with us each week.
Thanks for joining us and thanks for listening. Please go to Apple or Podbean and give us a rating and maybe a comment. If you do that, we can just say already that we appreciate and read them all. So please, 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 we love hearing from you. Be sure to let us know what you'd like to hear more about. We are always reshaping our show to cater to our listeners' needs.
If you're interested in being a guest on our show or you have a question or comment, just text us at 636-373-4497. You can check us out on our social media account, The Mousecapades Podcast on Facebook. If you would like a free quote, contact Matt, Stephanie, Vicky, or myself, Gina, at 636-373-4497.
Be sure to listen to Friday's show. Vicky and Gina will be talking with Amanda and Victoria about their girls' trip to Disney World. As always, thanks for listening to the #1 podcast that entertains the space between your ears, the Mousecapades and More podcast.
Well, it's about that time, everybody. Disney love.
Hurry back.
See you real soon.
Have a magical day, my friends.
It's time to remember the magic. Remember.
I only hope that we never lose sight of one thing, that it was all started by a mouse.